This week, I create canvas art with a stencil. I share a brand new method for distressing furniture, and we have lots of fun decorating adventures.
Where it looks like you just blew a few brush strokes onto the canvas.
I just completed a new canvas painting tutorial and a furniture tutorial by Maja Kamasa in Poland.
Let's see what the dogs did this time.
What is up with the knives?
We're gonna fill them up for everybody who comes to the workshop.
Let me just take a moment for my car.
Cedros is dead right now because it's New Year's. Hello guys, I am here at Debi's store because I need to go find some seashells because I'm going to make this like seashell wine glass thing. I found a really cool video off of Instagram, so I called Debi and I was like, Debi, I'm just feeling super inspired tonight, like out of nowhere. I just really want to make this, so can I go down to the store? So she said yes, so I'm here, so let's go find the seashell and I'll take you with me, okay?
I have to stop the editing right now to tell you that Elle never wants to craft with me. Maybe I'm just picking the wrong projects. It's my dream to have my family love to create with me. Nobody wants to do that. I don't know why she was obsessed with this project, but I'm excited to see her excited.
Let me just take a moment for my car. Okay, I just hit the jackpot. I found the shells. Debi sells these big seashells on her website, DIYGoGo.com, so if you want to grab some. Okay, I got my bag of stuff. Let's go make it.
This week we're going to show you how I did that green dresser. I painted this green dresser a couple months ago. It's been sitting on the shelf because we wanted to do all the Christmas decor. This green dresser was one of the funnest, most beautiful dressers I think I have ever painted. It was easy. Usually when I do a project, if I'm struggling with it and if I'm fighting with it, it's never my favorite. And the ones that just kind of flow out of the brush, for whatever reason, those are the ones that I end up loving.
This had a marble top, which was cracked, so we replaced it. Now we are going to give this a beautiful blended, texturized look. This dresser was previously painted, but now I want to try the finish that I learned from Maja Kamasa's tutorial. The key thing for this finish is to add a very textured underlayer. I am adding paint frosting to layered chocolate. You just mix a little bit in, you let it sit up, and then it gets really thick.
I am on my way to Debi's. It's Tuesday, and we are going to make a plan and work on the green dresser video that you guys have been wanting to see. Let's get on with our day. Alright, I just got to Debi's house. Got my meatballs with some feta sauce on it, computer, purse that weighs 100 pounds right now. Alright, Debi's ready for the day. She's got a strange toothbrush sticking out of her mouth. Debi said she was gonna take down her Christmas decorations. There's still gift boxes. Yes, we are live right now. If anybody is interested in our membership group on YouTube, check the description below for the details. Debi and I just went live, and this is how far I've gotten. Okay, so I'm gonna put the inspiration video in the corner here right now, but this did not turn out like it. Like, nothing like it. But that's fine, you know, I tried. I'm gonna probably redo this and try again. Where I went wrong was I needed way more paint, and I don't like the black backgrounds. I will give it another shot sometime, you know, in the future.
I love that she's getting more creative though. I must be rubbing off on her.
Good morning. It is Wednesday morning. I was going to go down to the store and help Jenny take down all of the Christmas. And then I looked outside. No, I'm staying home today. I am going to turn on the heater, wear a sweater, and work from home. What I'm planning to do today is paint a canvas using the stencil, same stencil that I used for the refrigerator in last week's video. Lots of questions in the comments, how to take the stencils like a skeleton, then improvise and make it look hand painted. So I'm going to do a canvas for my bedroom. I'm going to elaborate a little bit more on the things that I didn't get into last week. Elle is at home. She is going to show you how to make keto ice cream because that was also in the comments.
I am not going to show you guys how to actually make this, but I'm going to show you all of the ingredients to make the keto ice cream. I really like to use
this vanilla bean paste. It's super strong because I love adding vanilla to whatever flavor ice cream I'm gonna do. It makes it way better. I also use the extract. This recipe makes about 3.5 pints. So you can cut it in half if you don't want to do that much. 8 egg yolks. Use room temperature butter so it doesn't like clump up too bad. And then 2 cups of cream, 2 cups of milk, 1 cup of sweetener, and then however much vanilla you want to do and whatever flavor you want to do. Blend it all up and then throw it in your ice cream machine, and it turns out so good.
If you let DIY paint sit out, it will thicken up all on its own. I added the paint frosting to speed up the process. I like this better than other mediums because you can mix it right into the paint without changing the color. I have pounced both colors on. I am going to hit it with the heat gun and seal it with liquid patina. You can see all the texture I have created by just pouncing it.
It is a method that I learned from Maja Kamasa. She is an amazing artist in Poland, and she has an online tutorial. I didn't have half of the supplies that I needed for the tutorial. I just signed up for it. I just wanted to start. I made do with what I had. Mine turned out very different from her method, but it was still just such a unique method, and I don't want to give her secrets away because she has a class that is worth every penny. We're gonna put the link to her course down below. I also want to paint my bar stools. We'll see. Ellie is probably just like, that's too much for 1 week, Debbie.
Debbie, you literally just read my mind right now because I was like, ugh, this is too much for 1 week. And you just spoke it for me.
That's the plan. I hope you follow along and enjoy the process. It should be a really fun week.
Go check out last week's video. I painted my whole fridge with these stencils, and there are tons of details in that tutorial. The main thing that I learned after painting the refrigerator is to blend the background first and to use the first part of the stencil with a dark color and then the overlay part of the stencil with a really light color. That way, all I had to do was just create the shadows and the highlights by blending in between from dark to light. A lot of you asked for the list of colors that I used on my refrigerator. I will put that list in the description box of that video. It is a beautiful sunny day, and I am almost at my shop. I'm gonna go see what's been happening over there. The skeleton is still here. I guess it was Halloween that made him really tempting to be taken. Let's get in there and see what's happening. We have 16 days until the workshop, and it's looking like this again. It's not nearly as bad as it was before, but here's all the Christmas trees that need to be put in the Christmas shed. We need to make it pretty again. Jenny, what are you doing? We have 16 days until the workshop.
Yeah, we'll be ready. We always are.
We're in better shape than we were the last time, right?
That's right. We don't have much to clean up on the other side like we did last time.
Yeah. Hopefully it doesn't rain.
Right. Hopefully no.
So this area is not looking too bad. The kitchen is looking really good. This area isn't bad. It's really just the outside area, and this is our bathroom / storage closet. This needs some help. I mainly just want to make it pretty and cozy for everyone to come. We got to put the swag bags together. Okay, Jenny's counting our swag bags. These are super cute. They're made out of sari silk, and we're gonna fill them up for everybody who comes to the workshop. This next step is crucial. You want to seal your dark underlayer with a clear sealer and let it cure overnight, because when you go to distress it, you do not want to rub off this dark underlayer. The big top has dried, and these are all my supplies. I have Salty Kiss, Monet's Garden, Mint Chip, and Little Black Dress, and I also have Glow Up, a bunch of different brushes, a lot of rags, a plate, and the water bottle. I am going to start blending onto my piece. I I like to get all my paints poured out onto a plate. I like to have all my brushes ready and my water bottle and my rags, everything I need, because as soon as I'm done blending, I want to start distressing before the paint even dries. The more prepared you are for the next step, the better your results are going to be. I am using Monet's Garden, Salty Kiss, Fancy Farm Girl, Mint Chip, and Glow Up. I'm going to put a list of all these colors in the description box. The main thing with blending is to use a lot of different brushes and to use wide flat brushes. You also want to go in a bunch of different directions. When I first started blending, I just was going with the wood grain. My results would be good, but they just had like an ombre kind of gradient look, and I wanted that really random look. So to get that, you've got to move your brush every which way. What it's looking like, and now this is where the magic happens. Because DIY paint is super pigmented, 5 times more pigmented than any other paint, and is so easy to reactivate with water, I'm using the force of the water bottle to power wash the paint off, and I'm using a textured rag to pat off the paint because I want it to look chippy. I want it to look like it wore off over time. So I don't want to rub it or sand it because I just want this sort of chippy, textured, organic look. Now Maya used a bunch of steps that I skipped, and you can get even better results if you go to her tutorial.
Here's my ingredients: pearls, shells, glue, rhinestones, and this thing. So I'm gonna take this glass, and I washed these shells. I'm gonna do 2 of them. I don't have a glass cutter thing or whatever, so I'm just gonna put it in this bag and hit it. So do this at your own risk if you're gonna do it, I guess. This glass turned out so cute, but it was definitely a lot of hard work and super tedious, and I did not like doing it. But if you want to see how I did it and stay tuned with my life, I started my own YouTube channel, so head over to Underground Town. And sorry, this video is not up yet, so you gotta subscribe and stay tuned for it.
If Elle actually makes a craft tutorial and puts it up on her own channel, I am going to be such a proud aunt. Using a mister bottle, which doesn't have a very strong jet stream, I switched to a household sprayer, which blasted off the paint a little bit more dramatically, which I really liked in some areas. And then I used a putty knife to kind of get in where all the thick paint was and pull it off along the edges.
Let's see what the dogs did this time. You guys did not get into this knife. What is up with the knives? Who did it? Was it you? Or was it you again? Time out.
I get asked a lot why I use wax instead of a brush-on sealer. To me, it looks the most vintagey, and our paints are made like an antique formula, so the two seem to go together. I have waxed the top drawer only, and I just wanted to show you the difference that the wax makes. When it dries, it will even out a lot. It still deepens the color dramatically, but not quite this much. The wax is wet. The bottom 2 drawers have not been waxed, the top one only. Our wax is much softer than most waxes, so I can actually apply wax faster than I could a brush-on finish, and it's super easy to buff. Okay, the whole piece is now waxed. You can see it gives it kind of a severe look. Usually wax takes several hours to dry, and then we're gonna buff it. It's gonna come back somewhere in between how it was before the wax, but deeper. Our wax is so soft, it doesn't require any manpower like other waxes do. If it weren't for my dad and Rose and Jenny, all of these plants would be dead. I know this for a fact because before they worked for me, they were always dead. The sofa is getting bloomy. It doesn't look like such a skeleton situation. And this guy, he is dry bones of Israel. I'm leaving the store. I just got back from my sister's she's working at a new salon, and She cut my hair. I told her I wanted like a Farrah Fawcett shag situation. I don't know if you can see it. Like there's no, I didn't roller it or anything, but look, I feel very layered. I like it. Thank you, Danielle. Then I headed back to my shop to finish up the canvas art. My New Year's resolution is to learn as much as possible about painting. I have a lot of favorite artists that I will tell you about in the upcoming year. One of the things that I am experimenting with is using my fingers for painting. I am trying to paint looser and more abstract, and the smudges that you make with your fingers, I don't know, there's something about it that I really like. This is what I have so far. See that pink smudge? That was a mistake, but then when I saw it, I'm like, I kind of like it, so I'm gonna leave it there for now. I'm happy with the flowers, and I'm gonna add the branches and the leaves, and maybe a bird. This is the branches stencil. It is not part of flower stencil. It's coming in a couple of weeks, and it will include the bird and some butterflies. Just laid it over the top. I could tape off these areas right here, but I'm not. I'm just gonna use my finger. I have to say, I love this, and it is so easy. I have heard lots of you in the comments say that you're too afraid to try. This is the perfect project to start off with. You're never going to learn if you don't try. Someone described it as like using training wheels, and it didn't take that long. It doesn't take very much paint. You can get the stencil on my website. If you are thinking that 2024 should be a year with less fear, more courage, more painting, more creativity, this one is perfect to get started. I've never been able to create anything like this on my own, but I'm gonna get there, and this is my start. I had to go to the bank, which is right next to, can you see it? Sometimes I feel like I spend an entire week without ever leaving my house, and it's nice to just get outside of the house and see what's happening in the world. Not that Home Goods is the world, but it's just a change of scenery. I went into Home Goods telling myself that I was not going to buy anything. I just wanted to get some photos of art that would inspire me for future paintings. I already own this basket, and I could not resist these design books that were only $10. Another beautiful sunset. I do not film myself when I go to bed, but I wanted to show you that I usually do have the tripod next to my bed because I listen to ASMR videos right before I go to sleep, and because of the pinched nerve, I do not like looking down at my phone. It snaps right into place. It's a pro tip. You don't want a pinched nerve, trust me.
Good morning. It is Friday morning. I have to get to the final edits of the video. Elle usually sends it over to me either Saturday morning or Friday to edit. So I wanted to show you, this is the finished canvas that I did with the stencil. It's like a mini version of my fridge. I talked about how I felt like this might be cheating because I'm using the stencil. However, I signed up for a tutorial that a friend recommended this week. This teacher is amazing. I'm gonna put a link to her Instagram. When you look at her flowers, it looks like she just danced with her paintbrush and just quickly made little splotches all over the canvas, but somehow it just magically rolls into a beautiful flower. That whole term, oh, I woke up like this. People want to look like they just rolled out of bed, naturally beautiful. The same can kind of be true in art, where it looks like you just blew a few brush strokes onto the canvas.
This is definitely not the case for me. There's nothing I want to learn more than how to paint, but I have to force myself to sit down and do the tutorials because I'm a perfectionist and I don't like to make ugly things. This is the painting from the course I took, and I added my bird stencil. I don't love it yet, but I'm learning.
Stand next to you when you're in the fire. I'll get you home. I'll tell the truth when I'd rather lie. I'd rather be known than keep it inside. Oh, get you home, never leave you alone. And
If you are still here at the very end of the video, then leave me a comment telling me what you would like to learn this year. To find DIY paint in your area or to sell it in your store and to get all the supplies in this video, click the link below. Thanks for watching.
if I
We got to get ready for the workshop. It's in less than 2 weeks. There's a lot to do.
If you would like to join us at the canvas painting workshop, the links are below.